Jesus' word from your word can bring the dead to life.
Trelise Sievertson, you are the teacher and principal of our school, Anoka Adventist Christian School.
Well, Anoka Adventist Christian School is a lot of fun. We have 1 or 2 teachers and 12 or 14 students generally. So I've been here 7 years now, and I just love the school.
Tell us a little bit about the makeup of the students of our school that you have had the privilege of teaching for the past 7 years.
We have students from different countries. We've had students from the community, as you said. We've also been represented. We represent several of our Seventh-day Adventist churches, except students in grades 1 through 8. We just enjoy our diversity very, very much. It's been very encouraging to me to see our students work together as a family as we learn and enjoy and experience things from each other's backgrounds.
Not only are you a well-experienced teacher with a long background in education and working with a variety of student populations, you are also bilingual.
Well, I went to school in Spain, so that was a lot of fun. But I've also worked with a lot of people, not just from Europe, but from other Spanish-speaking countries. And now we have students from all kinds of places, African countries, Russia. We've had students from all kinds of different backgrounds, and it just provides great richness for our school.
Your truth guides our way, in your spirit helps us pray, in your majesty is brighter than the sun.
I'm also talking with Helen Boyd, who is another of our parents at Anoka Adventist Christian School. She has 3 children who have been in our school. Her oldest son graduated 8th grade a couple of years ago. And Helen, you also have a couple of younger children in our school in our lower grades. Can you tell us a little bit about what that transition was like from their previous school to AACS?
They were excited to come to a school where it was smaller compared to where they had been before. They felt special, and they pretty much enjoyed that transition. It didn't seem to be it didn't seem to stress them a lot. I felt like they really they adjusted very well to that kind of smaller school setting than a lot of kids in one class. They were able to name all the kids in the school, and just the relationship between the older kids and the younger kids, and being in one room, they felt like it was a great experience.
You are holy, you are holy. The angels hide their face before your...
So Trelise, one of the strengths of AACS is the small school environment for our students.
One of the blessings and the best parts about it is that because we have so few students, we can individualize learning. And that means I look at each student's function, where they are working in their schoolwork, and try to build them up in the best way for them. So I'm not just throwing information out to the classroom and hoping they catch it. We don't teach curriculum, we teach kids, we teach students. There is a difference to that.
You are holy, you are holy. The nations all declare your glory is beyond compare. You are holy.
Cindy, you are a mom of 3 boys, and your oldest son has attended Anoka Adventist Christian School for 3 grades.
That's right.
When you were in grade school, you attended Anoka Adventist Christian School too, right?
When I was in fifth grade. I was 13, and I went to school from grade 5 through 8 and completed 8th grade there. I remember making friends right away and feeling accepted and loved, and I was very excited to be part of the school there, and we had fun.
Here you are now, a mom with 3 boys. Your oldest son, Tommy, he just finished 3rd grade. He did kindergarten in a public school setting before he started 1st grade at our school.
The transition from kindergarten, like you said, was a big class setting, and Tommy really I don't think he found a way to connect with so many people on a personal level. And for him, moving over to 1st grade at a smaller school with fewer people, he was able to form connections and integrate into a close group of friends. And that was really important for me, to have him have those skills and how to make friends and how to keep relationships. He ended up with an IEP, which is a list of, here's the things that we need to work on with this kid. He's just a little hard to handle in certain areas. And so Charlize wanted to know all about that, and we worked together as a team to come up with a good plan for Tommy and how we were going to handle those things and work with him. And that's what really drew me in. I was like, we have to do this for him because he can have that support. And that has been just monumental for us. And it was just the perfect fit and a good match for us.
We've come to pledge our love to you, the maker of our universe, the earth, the sea, and
We have older students along with younger students. And, maybe parents in a more traditional from a more traditional education kind of perspective would think that wouldn't really work so well. But talk to us a little bit about how you see students of varying ages bond together.
Well, one of the things that we do is a weekly class meeting. We would talk about things like friendship, the strong stand we take on bullying, for example. We have a whole curriculum that I've been trained in to help with students getting along with each other. Another thing that happened very often and very successfully was that the older students would help the younger students. This can be a real boon, a real blessing for these students as they get older. They not only understand how to work with peer level students, family members, if you want to call it, age level, I should say, but they can also work with students who are younger and students who are older. The family rarely has octuplets or quintuplets of the same age, and they're all doing learning and so forth, the same thing at the same time. The family has people of various ages that we need to learn how to integrate with, get along with, and work with, and help.
you've come to hear our praise and set our hearts ablaze with holiness. We'll never be the same.
Thank you, everyone, for joining me today to talk with me about your experience at Anoka Adventist Christian School. You have all graduated from the 8th grade at AACS, and please just take a moment to introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Gilead, and I'm now going to my senior year at Maplewood Academy.
My name is Yuvia, and I'm going to be a sophomore.
My name is Damek. I am a 9th grade student, and I graduated class of 2020.
Well, yes, my experience in AACS was quite an interesting one since I started out in public school coming into it in the lower grades. But I think one thing that I liked about the education is that it always challenged me when I was in Anoka. It always challenged me because I was surrounded with people of different grades. So, as I look up to people who were in upper graders, I would see their homework, I would see their assignments, and I would want to challenge myself to do those kind of things. So I'd watch them and I would always aspire to learn how to multiply, how to write in cursive, just because I was around them. But the teachers are very personal when they try to teach you as well. Since it's such a small school, they know each of us individually. So because of that, they know how to challenge us in a personal way. And that's how they did it for me.
My educational experience at Anoka was very different since all my life I had been going to public school. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it. I grew a lot in learning like language arts and English, and I struggled a lot with like punctuation and other things, and coming out of that school, I learned a lot and I was way better at it.
The educational experience at AACS is very open. A lot of the older students will help the younger students with their academic activities. The higher you climb on the academic ladder, the more challenging the specific assignments will become. Particularly this last year, I had fun working on a lot of my 8th grade projects. The spiritual aspect of the education is also extremely important in this school. Every day starts out with worship, prayer, and the students will all sing together in various praise songs every morning. You can really tell that the spiritual aspect of it is extremely important to both the students as well as the teachers, and it makes the experience all the more enjoyable.
Helen, your oldest son, Michael, he graduated 8th grade and went to 9th grade last year. How do you think he was prepared for the 9th grade and high school experience by attending Anoka Adventist Christian School?
Michael went to 8th grade for 1 year at Anoka Adventist Christian School. I feel like he was pretty prepared to go to 9th grade because he had been introduced to more self-learning. So to me, it prepared him to be able to do things on his own and turn assignments on his own. And I feel like he actually has done better in high school, especially during this time. So I feel like he was well prepared. This prepared him for something that was not even thought of happening.
You are holy. You are holy. The angels hide their face before your
Transitioning from a more traditional education environment to a small school environment may require a little imagination for a parent. Walk us through a typical day in the school for our students.
We have worship time where we often use music. We are a Seventh-day Adventist Christian school, and so we are proud of being a Christian school, and we invite God into our day, our program, and our lives every day. And then we separate, and students do become very independent because I can teach them individually part of the time, and part of the time they're going to have to work on their own. We separate into classes and do various activities. We have a beautiful backyard, and we spend a lot of time each day in physical activity. We also have a lunchtime where we all sit together at large tables in our lunchroom. We go outside, we have recess again, and then we spend some more time in school. Usually the mornings are for individual and core activities like reading and language and math and Bible class, and then in the afternoon we do more of our social studies, science, and a lot of that is experiential.
Now, how does a parent go about getting more information about our school?
The best way to do that is to get onto our website. So we have our financial document, and we have registration forms there. We have contact information.
You are holy. The nations all declare your glory is beyond compare. You are holy.
Miss Searson has the most genuine love I've ever seen out of many people. And I say that in a sincere way, is that I've not seen a sincere love out of anyone just like Miss Searson. And she's like my second mom in all reality, because she's done a lot for me. I remember in my 5th grade year, my 6th grade year, I was really failing in school, really failing bad in school. And she was always praying for me. I remember just her and my mom just praying for me a lot, for me to change, because I had a very messy situation. And I remember just seeing them praying for me, and just me changing. Just the fact that I am who I am today is because of their prayers. So I'd say Miss Seriously, when you bring your kid to the school, she'll really take your child as if she's her, or he or she is her own.
I would come to her and say, I'm struggling with this with Tommy. Do you have any ideas as to how I can help or what we can do? And she's like, oh yeah, here are some resources for you. I will pray with you. Let's have a meeting with Tommy and get his perspective and try to understand more. And I really appreciated that with her was, she offered all of the support in all of the ways that we needed it. And she did a really good job with connecting all of us as a team to help support Tommy and what he needed.
Miss Hewerton means a lot to me because for the 2 years that I've been there, she was just like no other teacher that I've had before. When I was younger, I'd always think like my teachers that I had were like amazing, but Miss Hewerton's beyond amazing. She'll help you grow in ways that you didn't even know you needed to grow. The love that Miss Hewerton shows for her students it's just it can change you in many ways.
She is so easy to talk to when I have an issue, or if there's a concern. She will send me a message. We'll talk, we'll pray together, we'll go and find a piano together she just has come home and talk to us about the progress of the children. She really cares about the learning experience that the kids have. I really admire her a lot as a teacher. For someone to teach all kinds of grades in one class, in one room, I mean, it's an amazing, it's a special gift. I believe that she does have a gift. She's an amazing teacher.
I like to think of her as a third parent. I have never had a teacher like her before, and I'll likely never have a teacher like her afterwards. I was in this school for all 8 years of my primary education, and she was my teacher for 6 of those 8 years. She has been with me through hard times. She cares for me like both of my parents do, and anybody who gets to have any sort of relationship with her is an extremely lucky person.
So if you're looking for an environment that's more like a family and less like a large school, if you're looking for a Christian environment, if you're looking for a nurturing environment to send your child to school, we would love for you to consider Anoka Adventist Christian School.
You are home.